Yo guys, Vision SGen here, back with more Minecraft content. Today's episode number 8 will be slightly different from the previous episodes so far in this series, but we'll go into detail on the Jungle Biome, providing everything you need to know about this beautiful and interesting environment, but more so adding in some of the game's exploration opportunities into this series, as I do believe it's a fundamental and crucial part of completing Minecraft, which is the ultimate goal in this series. So on that note, let's get right into it. Now, the jungle biome is a very colourful, fascinating, and yet enjoyable biome to explore for the most part. And when planning these episodes, it became very clear to me quite quickly that I have to include the exploration aspect of Minecraft into this series, as it's one of the fundamental parts of the game, as I mentioned, and also in completing Minecraft, which to remind you guys is the ultimate goal for this series. I am trying to complete everything there is to do in Minecraft Survival, and that is something I want to make sure I do, and exploring every single biome in the game is one of those aspects that I want to achieve. Now, in the jungle, you will encounter various different mobs, such as ocelots, parrots, and pandas, which are unique to this beautiful biome. And did you know that parrots are so lifelike in this game that they actually mimic the sounds of external features such as mobs, and that includes spiders, zombies, skeletons, and so on, which is very bizarre to me. And if you were like me and you weren't already aware of this when you first tamed a parrot or brought one back to your base, but you brought one back into your home and your base, it can actually confuse the living life out of you, because you will sit there thinking you have mobs in or under your base, but really it's just a parrot. Now, you can also find jungle trees in this biome, of course, as well as melons, bamboo, and the OG jungle temples. Now, these used to actually be slightly difficult back in the day to explore, and could be very eerie as well to explore back when I first played this back over 10 years ago. And since going back to the game, I've actually learned that they offer great early game loot for players, but are also far easier to both explore and find than I originally thought. Now, jungle temples, there's a small chance that you can find diamonds, enchanted books, and horse armor in a jungle temple, but for the most part, the overall loot quality is often quite underwhelming. As I mentioned, it's more so an early game reward, something you would typically try to do when you're sort of early game. However, if you're like me and you want to tick off everything there is to do, this was something I had to find but also explore just for the sake of the Minecraft lore and for the purpose of this series. Now, jungle temples can include common items such as bamboo, rotten flesh, bones, gold ingots, and iron ingots, but can also include valuable or rare items such as diamonds, enchanted books, and various different types of horse armor from iron to diamond. But the chances are relatively low in finding these, but there are always two chests in this structure, which is less than a desert temple, basically further sort of contributing to the fact that this is a less desirable structure to explore and find. However, I do believe that finding and looting a jungle temple is a smaller and minor objective that has to be achieved in order to complete the ultimate goal in Minecraft, which is to basically beat Minecraft Survival, which includes finding and exploring all different ideas and exploration things such as sand temples, mine shafts, ocean ruins, shipwrecks, coral reefs, etc. These are all just smaller Minecraft lore items and areas and aspects of the game that I think that you have to enjoy and explore in order to complete the ultimate goal. And it's just something that I generally like to do and just explore and just generally enjoy doing myself anyways. Now, moving on from the temples themselves, the general terrain and natural environment of a jungle biome is extremely unique and picturesque for the most part. As you can see in the gameplay, I have found various different types of canyon style jungles, deep forest jungles, and so on, which provide both really cool flight paths for the likes of gliding through with an elytra, but also challenging terrain to traverse when you're at the early stages of a game in your Minecraft survival world, when you're on foot, especially at nighttime, which can be quite difficult to explore. Now, the jungle trees themselves grow in two different forms, one smaller tree and one larger tree, which can grow up to 32 blocks in height, in case you guys didn't know that, when you plant 4 saplings together in a 2x2 square. These have basically been used all across my base to provide a unique scenery, as you can see throughout the video. As well as this, I've also utilized the amazing decorative features such as vines, cocoa beans, melons, and bamboo throughout my base as well, to add more of a multi-biome feel, making it more colorful and vibrant throughout. And in addition to the decorative features used in my base, I've also managed to successfully transport 3 pandas, 3 ocelots, and 4 parrots into our mega project, the zoo, which was actually quite frustrating for the most part, because moving pandas can actually be quite difficult and prove to be the case for me for the most part, and something I wouldn't recommend necessarily unless you guys are trying to build a mega project like ourselves, which is a zoo, which actually took me forever, much longer than I had originally anticipated. But this has been a great experience so far, very enjoyable for the most part, with minor frustrations as I mentioned, but also it has been something I've ticked off the list of things to do and achieve in our Minecraft survival world in progressing through the ultimate goal, which again is to complete Minecraft survival. And that means for me, having a mega project of some kind in the actual world was something that we set out from the start, of something that we have to achieve, which of course is the zoo in our case, of one of the few mega projects we have currently in progress, and that is to get every single mob there is in the game into a one designated location, which for us is this zoo right next to our main base. And this is something that I've really enjoyed doing for the most part, and in this case it does mean finding every every single mob in the entire game and transporting them back to our main base into the zoo to tick off that item on this list. But of course, that does also mean having to find and explore each and every biome in the entire game, in addition to, of course, defeating all of the bosses in Minecraft, but also building all of the smaller and larger projects that we have in mind on the list, which is basically what I like to sort of refer to my friends, anyone that we're sort of playing with. It's sort of the 3 areas of Minecraft that I like to achieve in survival, which is, of course, to build, to mine and build, as well as actually exploring the entire map and actually enjoying all of the different biomes and opportunities there are in Minecraft, as well as ticking things off the list such as defeating bosses and sort of taking on the harder challenges in Minecraft survival. But that's pretty much it for the most part. With that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and hopefully you've learned something new about the jungle biomes themselves, and if not, hoping you have enjoyed this video and the new update on where I am in our world and the progress towards achieving our ultimate goal in Minecraft survival. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it massively helps me out, and comment down below any tips that you guys might have for any returning players like myself. That, just to remind you guys, I haven't played survival in over 10 years, so there's lots of little things that I won't be aware of, but also some newer players that might be watching this video for the first time that could really do with some help. Any tips and tricks or advice just generally along the way will go a long way. Massively appreciate it. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I'm Vision SGN, and I'll see you in the next one.